All right, ladies and gentlemen, time for the last manga reaction of the day, and then I get to rest since there is no One Piece episode. Hybrid, it's good to see you. Let's begin. Yo, peoples! Qushu92 here. I forgot the finger. Qushu92 here, and welcome back to more Sakamoto Days. In the last chapter, we got to see where everyone's headspace was at during the events of, Sakamoto being apparently fatally stabbed by Uzuki. And Sakamoto has been taken to Granny Mia, where he's being tended to, where she says, well, the only way he's going to pull through is if his life force really makes up for it. And Uzuki says, I'll never be able to move forward unless I kill him. And then Gozu goes yep, fine, I'll help you, but Kay, when we're done with this, you better amp it up. We can't have our leader moping around forever. Haruma and the others will be rolling in their graves. And then, while that's going on, Granny Mia says, thanks to his heart, he's hanging by a thread, which is also thanks to Shin, who commanded Sakamoto's heart to start pumping again, so at least he can remain alive. But whether or not Taro opens his eyes again depends on his own life force. And Granny Mia's trying to warn everyone, you better scram because they're searching for you. But Shin says, thanks, Granny Mia, I appreciate your concern, but I'm not running away. Mr. Sakamoto created this place for us. I care about it too. I'm prepared to fight to the last to defend it. That's what Mr. Sakamoto would do. And that's where it ends the chapter. So let's see what happens in days 222. The battle begins. What do you mean the battle begins? What have we been doing this whole time? Just little square-ups? But we cut to Sakamoto, who's in this big, wide expanse. This might be an internal mental thing going on. Huh? Wait, what am I doing? And he's sitting there, and he sees Ryo next to him. Yeah. Akao, where are we? And he's on a subway with Rion. Is he getting a glimpse into the afterlife? That's kind of scary. But then we have someone getting a drink. Is this Oki getting a drink? And someone next to Oki is getting a drink as well. It is Oki, and the person who takes his drink is Nagumo. That's not for you. Ugh, green juice. We're enemies. What do you think you're doing? You've got some nerve. I just happen to be here, okay? You seem kinda tired. Thanks to you. Ever since we launched the new JAA, I've had no peace and quiet. Are you getting along well? With Uzuki, I mean. With Uzuki, I mean X. We don't communicate much. I don't really know what he's thinking. He's not exactly approachable. Come to think of it, you three were classmates, weren't you? That's right. What a rowdy group. What a rowdy group. And mind you, this is just Nagumo and Oki just walking through the subway tunnels. Any interest in coming back to the Order, Nagumo? Why don't we team up, Oki? And then there's quiet. And then Oki says, pass. Without Order, there's no JAA. We have a duty. Same. So much for negotiations. You don't like the fact that I'm working with X, do you? That's right. Not one bit. And then it's quiet again. It's so awkward between these two. I have my own ideas. Oh, bailing, huh? I'll give you one warning. In the battle that's about to unfold, the new JAA will lose. And mind you, Nagumo and Oki are getting into the same car. What makes you so sure about that? Well, you won't have us. Aren't you arrogant? Who said you could get in? The first time I met you two, I wondered why Yotsumura had brought on board such a pair of insolent punks. And then Oki prepares to drive and leave with Nagumo still in the car. Nagumo, I'd hope that one day you'd lead the Order. And then Oki drives the... They're having such a... This is such a casual conversation. They're just casually walking with each other, like nothing's going on. Oki gets in the car and drives, and the next panel we get is him driving his car straight off the railing of the parking lot, off of the building. This is just another day in the office. Oh, you're in my car, huh? Well, I guess it was time for me to get a new one. And he just drives off of the building. Just it's just the nonchalance of it. It's so casual. He's just casually driving. And he just speeds off of the building. And then while they're flying, okay, let me stop. I'm sorry. That just tickled me so bad. But while they're sailing off of the roof, Nagumo adjusts his tie and loosens it. Then a knife flies in the air through right past the rearview mirror, and Oki adjusts his where we can see his eyes. And they both go to try and stab one another. And there's a little bit of blood here and there, where it shows that Nagumo and Oki are moving at high speeds to block each other's strikes. And mind you, they're kind of getting some jabs in here. Oki goes and he blocks. He blocks Nagumo's... Did he block it? Yeah, no, he blocks the blade by letting the blade hit his arm, and Nagumo blocks the blade of Oki by letting it stab straight through his hand. Oki then backhands Nagumo, and Nagumo lands what appears to be a solid hit on the side of Oki's neck. And while this is going on, their car continues to fall, and they're still fighting in the car while it's falling off this building. And we cut to a dude who's apparently being dumped by his girlfriend. So, you're dumping me? What am I missing? And she just goes, excitement. And immediately, Oki's car explodes right outside where they're sitting. Whoa! The car just fell out of the sky. What was that? An accident? Is the driver okay? Call an ambulance! And someone walks into the cafe immediately, and it's Oki and Nagumo, who are just acting like they didn't just fight inside of a falling car, the car explodes, and they just walked in the cafe like it's normal. They're just chilling now. And then a waitress walks up. Ready to order? I'll have the house blend. And you? I'll have the same. And they're just in this place, just about to have a cup of coffee. This manga is ridiculous, but in a good way. This chapter was silly. Okay? So, what we got here is Sakamoto apparently brushing with the afterlife, and he's on a subway with Rion. But then we cut to Oki talking to Nagumo. Nagumo saying like, yeah, this fight that's about to go down, y'all are about to lose. And the thing about Nagumo is, despite his lackadaisical nature, despite his overall feelings when it comes to fighting people, and the rare moments where we see him serious, him saying like, this fight you're about to get in, you're about to lose. This is Nagumo. He takes everything in stride. So if he says, yeah, you're about to lose, then that means that there's something that the JAA is missing. There's something the JAA is missing that will allow the Sakamoto team to literally, beat them. Saw a theory saying that this chapter teases Nagumo's death very soon to help wake up Sakamoto. How would someone dying help someone wake up? See, I'm already poking holes in that theory. How does the death of someone help someone wake up? The person who sleep wouldn't know it. I'm just saying. Not unless they try to do it in a ways of like, hey, Nagamo just showed up all of a sudden. Wait, why are you here? Oh, I died. What? And then he wakes up. That would be silly. That's just me though. That's just me though. But it seems a bit. We don't really need to do the trope. Can we not always do the trope of, hey, someone close to the main character dies and that propels them to go even forward? We've seen this trope done so many times. I've seen it in so many theories for One Piece. I've seen it in so many theories. I see this in so many theories for One Piece and all these different series. And someone said that All Might would have to die in the previous in the reading of My Hero Academia. I was drawing a blank on the name. On My Hero Academia, in order for Midoriya to push forward in order for him to beat Shigaraki. Saw that theory back then as well. Didn't turn out that way, but I'm not too big a fan of the whole concept of best friend or close person to the main character dies, and that gives them that ample amount of extra energy to push forward. I hope not. I love Nagamo, but the theory makes too much sense to me, sadly. I haven't seen it, so I can't say that it does to me. But we'll have to see, because we're not going on break. I'ma say that Nagamo is still going to be alive. That's me, though, because he's just now getting back. He's literally just now getting back. We haven't seen Nagamo in several chapters, and he's finally back, and he's clashing with the leader of the order, Oki. And they fighting, and his car blows up. And they get out of it like nothing's ever happened. They got slight blood marks on their face and their clothes are kind of tussled. And Oki's all like, yeah, you know what? Let's take a break real quick. Let me get some coffee. Let me get the house blend coffee real quick. And Nagamo's all like, yeah, let me get the same. So it's like this world of assassins, it's like John Wick, but silly. It's silly. I don't think I had a moment that tickled me that much of Oki having this casual conversation with Nagamo, and then the next panel we see is his car flying off of a building as they fight on the way down. That tickled me. This is John Wick if John Wick had comedy. This is essentially John Wick if it was a comedy series rather than a pure action series. I still need to watch Ballerina because I heard it was good. I still need to watch that. But this was silly. This was a silly chapter, but it was also good silly. This was also a good silly chapter. But now, with Nagamo saying like, yeah, you guys are going to lose because you don't have us with you. That's the reason why you're going to lose. Let me go back. Because he said, let's see, what makes you so, in the battle that's about to unfold, the new JAA will lose. What makes you so sure about that? Well, you won't have us. And I mean, he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. This really deserves a better adaptation? What you mean? This is the manga. Or do you mean the anime? Because I haven't seen the anime for Sakamoto Day, so I can't really say either or. I can't really say either or. But it's funny. It's funny how this whole fight went down. It's funny how this whole fight went down after driving a car off a building. They're fighting in the car. Then the car explodes, and then it says, like, take a break. Let's get some coffee. And then we'll continue later. That's silly to me. They both got stabbed, too. Nagamo got stabbed in his hand, and Oki got stabbed directly in his arm. He got stabbed directly in his arm. So now they're about to have a cup of coffee. I wonder if the talks are going to continue, because I don't know if they're going to continue the fight within the cafe. Because with the way that the new JAA is moving, they're not really too impartial they're not too impartial to involving civilian lives that get caught up in it. Especially those who follow Uzuki from Alkmaar. So, if a fight were to break out, I wonder if Oki would still have that whole mentality of like, there's civilians here, let's not involve them. Or since he's following Uzuki, it'll be like, well, they're just collateral damage. Yeah, you mean the anime? See, I've been hearing so many things about the anime, though. Like, I've heard it since the beginning. I heard it since the beginning. The anime isn't really doing the main manga series justice. So since you mean the anime, then I completely understand where you're coming from.
I still haven't sat down to actually watch Sakamoto Days. And frankly, since there's no One Piece episode for me to react to, I literally have no excuse of why I can't watch it. I mean, I've binged all of Dandadan and all these other different animes. I really have no excuse why I can't watch Sakamoto Days and put my own 2 cents in it. Because with me reading the manga series, you'd think I would have something to say about the anime, but not quite yet. I'll probably have something to say about it the next time we get a chapter, because I will watch the entirety of season 1 before the next chapter, so that way I can get caught up. So that way I can maybe share your sentiment or maybe not, but it depends. But this was a funny chapter overall. I'm not going to keep you guys here any longer than I already have. This definitely isn't going to be as long as my One Piece reaction, which was like an hour in length. But Nagumo and Oki talking to each other while trying to kill each other, and then deciding, you know what, let's take a break, let's have some coffee, and then we'll pick up right where we left off outside. No one will be the wiser. This is, like I said, this is literally John Wick if John Wick had a bunch of comedy in it. And the comedy was actually good. So yeah, this was a good chapter. I liked it. But we are not going on break, so we are going to be looking forward to another chapter next Sunday. So I hope to see you all there. Overall, I quite enjoyed this chapter for today. Now it's time for me to just sit back and relax, because it's been a long morning. Because I can't wait to pick up with more Donkey Kong Bonanza tomorrow for all of you. But I'm done. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for stopping by. Whether it's 2 people here, 20 people, 200, or 2,000, all that matters is that you guys have been entertained. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. Have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!